Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jerrel Dulay. I develop games for a living. I'm going to discuss Marathon today. This has been requested of me. People have sent in messages and comments and requested I talk about Marathon. I am aware this comes off the back of having discussed character designs for games like Concord and Highguard. I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding between some people who have seen some of my character design videos in that I am not here to make fun of these games, to throw negativity at these, to foster negativity towards these products. I create these character designs videos specifically for education and information so that people who are interested in art and game development can understand art and visual communication better, to hopefully help people become better artists, to help the games industry grow and thrive. I have absolutely no interest in joining the hate bandwagon towards these games. I know people enjoy making fun of games that they don't like. Those people are certainly free to do that. I'm not going to condemn that behavior. This is the internet. You're allowed to make fun of that. People want me to make a character analysis video of Marathon and say, oh, look how bad these designs are. This is terrible. I don't like it. I'm not going to do that today. People want to make fun of this game and slander it. This is not my kind of game. I don't particularly play this kind of game ever by choice, unless I've got some friends that say, hey, do you want to play this? In which case, yeah, man, order a pepperoni pizza. These days I don't have the Mountain Dew. That's a young man's beverage. But look, order the pizza, grab the Doritos, and we'll hit up some shooting games, man. But this is not something that personally I would go out of my way to play. But what I see, I originally watched a trailer for this and it did not appeal to me. And I thought, okay, I do have some things to say about the character designs and the gameplay just on a trailer that I had watched. But that trailer was a few months old. I watched this video. I will link this in the description. And what I see here, what I see are developers who are very passionate about making something cool. When you listen to these developers talk, they don't say, I did this, I did that, me, 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 me. Generally, when we see games that are worthy of criticism because they are simply incompetently produced products, you generally see the developers talking and saying things like, me, 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 I did this, I. When you listen to these developers speak, there's a very big difference. What you hear from these developers is, you can do this, you can do that. These developers are discussing having thought up something cool. I'm listening to these people speak, and they're saying, I did this. I think this is a really cool idea. This character can do this. I thought of something really cool. When I see people like this, I see people that just want to make something awesome. They've thought of cool ideas to put in a game. They've done their best to implement those ideas in their game. And this is not a game that interests me, but listening to these guys talk about this game makes me want to play this. And this isn't even a genre that I like. So this visual aesthetic, it is coherent. There is theming, there is artistic direction here. These guys are setting out to achieve something. All of these characters that you play as, I believe these are dummies. I don't fully understand it, but I think that's what this concept is, and they could be a bit more clear on the concept, because some of the trailers I've seen are a bit confusing, and so they haven't done a great job conveying what this game is. I think that may be a misstep for them, and they would benefit from reconsidering their marketing and their communication, because I'm not even sure exactly what exactly is going on, but I believe you're playing as these dummies. When you get killed, you get a new dummy, so to speak, and that's why they look like they're futuristic robots that are just sort of constructed. I believe that's what's happening. I could be wrong, but when you take into account that idea that these are just constructs that are built for battle and they're somewhat disposable and they kind of look like crash test dummies, when you consider that, I think that's interesting, and I feel like these character designs work with that in mind. But if you don't know that, I think the designs can be appealing. I think the aesthetic can be a little confusing. So were the messaging a bit more clear on that, I think it would be interesting. The guns look wild and interesting. They're highly customizable. These developers are talking about these neat loadouts and abilities that they've implemented, they've thought up. The guns are highly customizable. I like that. I like customizable weapons. My favorite Dead Space is Dead Space 3, firstly because you have customizable weapons, and secondly because if you tell people that Dead Space 3 is your favorite Dead Space, it upsets them and they get really angry, and I think that's funny. No, I'm not trying to upset people. I just think it's funny that people get upset that they don't like Dead Space 3. Look, I'm not going to say anything about this game where it's for the purpose of being negative. I'm not here to be a YouTuber. I have no interest in popularity or being a YouTuber. If you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to be popular, all you have to do is just say something negative about someone else, about a game, about other people, because doing that takes absolutely no effort, intelligence, or skill. But as we've seen on the internet, you can have a huge following and people will just give you thousands of dollars, you know, out of their money because they like watching you say negative things about someone else, and you don't need any effort or skill to do it. So if you would like to do that, please feel free to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want to earn money, go for it. That is not something that I'm interested in. So I want to be very clear here. I have no interest in gaining popularity by saying negative things about other games or other people. I want to help the games industry. I want to help other people. I want to inspire people. And mostly, I just want to share a chilled vibe and some positivity here on this YouTube channel. I don't have anything negative to say about this. I think the concept is interesting. And these developers, it looks like they really wanted to come up with cool ideas to make something cool for people. I don't know. I hope people give this a shot because it looks interesting to me. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Take care. Be well.